Be honest with me. How many times this week did you open an AI editor, type a prompt, and just watch the code write itself? It feels like magic, right? But deep down, it also feels kind of scary. You start wondering if the AI is doing logic, AI is writing the syntax, then what am I doing? What a developer is doing? Are we becoming useless or are we just evolving? Look, I have seen the comments Devin will take your job, GPT 6 is the end of coding. So, hey coders, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I am going to stop the fear mongering. We are going to look at the actual state of the market in 2026. If we want to survive as a developer this year, you need to hear this. Let's go. So, let me ask one simple question. Will AI replace developers? Or will developer who use AI replace the ones who don't? Right? So, in this video, I'm not going to hype AI. I'm not going to scare you either. I'm going to tell you the real truth with real examples, real industry behavior, and what you must do before 2026. If you are a student, a junior developer, or even a senior engineer, this video can decide your future. So, without wasting much time, let's dive in. So, this question didn't come from nowhere, right? People are seeing AI tools like ChatGPT, GitHub Copilot, Cursor, Devin, AutoGPT, and they are shocked. Tasks that used to take hours are now done in minutes. Companies are shipping faster, teams are getting smaller, hiring is slowing down. So naturally, developers are asking, is coding still safe? Should I learn programming? Will my job exist in 3 to 5 years? So before answering that, we need to understand one important thing, right? The big truth that nobody tells you. AI is not replacing developers. AI is replacing the value of typing code, right? So let me reiterate, AI is replacing the value of typing code, the value of typing code. So earlier, writing code itself was valuable. Today, writing code is becoming cheap. AI can generate syntax, AI can auto-complete functions, AI can even create full projects. But software engineering was never just about typing, right? Software engineer was about thinking. It was about designing, understanding the problem, making trade-offs. And that's part AI still can't do it, right? So let me give you a real example from the industry. So if you take an example of intern, right? A task given to an intern it to build a simple dashboard. Earlier it took 2 days of work. Today AI can generate the UI, APIs, and even test it. Right. So the result, what is the result? Intern value is questioned. Right. Second is startups. So startup that earlier needed 4 to 5 developers, now they can ship MVPs with one senior developer plus AI. Same output but with less cost. Right. Another example is of bug fixing. So logs are analyzed by AI, root causes are suggested, fixes are generated. That is not future, right? This is happening today. So who is actually at risk? Now listen carefully. AI does not replace people, right? AI replaces task, right? So AI replaces task. So who is at risk? So developers who are only following the instructions. So if your job is tell me what to code and I will write it, AI can do that, right? Second, copy paste developers. So if most of your learning comes from Stack Overflow, copy paste, AI does that faster, right? So copy paste developers are at risk. Developer with zero system understanding. So if you don't understand how things work together, AI replaces your output, right? So developer with zero system understanding are at risk. Now let's talk about the roles that will shrink or disappear, right? So CRUD only developers. So CRUD only developers who build simple forms, basic APIs, basic dashboards. So their job roles will shrink. Manual testers, right? So AI generated test cases plus automation. So they can easily write the test cases. They can easily fix the bugs. So the manual testers' jobs are shrinking. Very basic front end roles, layout, CSS, components. So they are all auto generated in one click, right? So very basic front end roles are at risk. They are shrinking. So these roles won't disappear completely, right? But the demand will reduce heavily. Okay. So now let's discuss the role that will explode in demand, right? So roles that will rise. So system designers role will increase. So people who understand architecture, right? Second, AI assisted developer, AI assisted developers. So developers who know how to use AI. So their job will explode, right? Their roles are exploding. Third, platform and infrastructure engineers, right? Platforms and infrastructure engineers. So scaling, reliability, cost optimizations. So the engineers who can do all these three things, their job roles are in demand. And the fourth, agent and workflow engineers, right? So building intelligent automations. So these roles will be rare, and the rare skills get paid more, right? So now we'll look into the biggest myth about AI, right? The biggest myth about AI. So people think AI writes code better than humans. So that's not the real problem. The real shift is this: coding is becoming cheap, engineering is becoming expensive, right? Because AI cannot understand business context, right? They cannot understand business context. They cannot negotiate requirements, right? They cannot negotiate requirements. They cannot decide what not to build. That's human work, right? Now let's discuss about the old developers versus the new developer workflow, how it will look like, right? So earlier, so the old developers, right? So they first think, then they write code, then they debug code, then they fix, and then they deploy, right? So the new workflow will be, they will think, then they will design, and they will ask AI. They will ask AI to write the code, to validate, right? To write the test cases, right? So they will simply validate, right? They will improve, and then they will deploy, right? So AI removes the friction. Humans still own the responsibility, right? Now, why junior developers feel scared? So junior feels scared because entry level tasks are automated, but juniors were never hired for typing. They were hired to grow into engineers, right? If juniors focus only on frameworks, they struggle. If juniors focus on thinking plus design, they survive. Simple, right? So the skill that you must master, and it will help you to protect your careers, are, so first, problem decomposition. Problem decomposition. So you should first understand the problem. You know how to break down the problems, right? Second, low level design, right? You should know low level design, you should know high level design, high level system design, right? You should have debugging mindset, right? You should have AI assisted development. You know how to use AI tools for development purpose. You should understand the business logic, right? So frameworks can change, thinking doesn't, right? So this are the skills that you must master to protect your career. So now what AI can never do, right? What AI can never do. So they can't own a system, right? They cannot handle production responsibilities. They can make judgment calls. They can't make judgment calls, right? They can't understand the real world chaos. They can't understand real world chaos, right? They can't take the accountability. So engineering, it is not about only writing code. Engineering is about ownership, taking the ownership. And this AI can never do, right? So what you should do, right? So let me discuss the survival roadmap. Survival roadmap, right? So in the first month, you should try to learn AI tools for coding, right? You should learn AI tools for coding. You should learn prompting. You should learn prompting. You should learn debugging with AI, right? So this is the first thing you should do. Second, you should learn system design, right? You should learn architecture patterns, learn scalability basics, and then you can build two real projects, right? One AI powered and one system heavy. So this roadmap future proofs you, right? So this will help you for the survival in this development field, right? So the final reality check is that AI is not your enemy. AI is not your enemy, right? AI is your AI is your multiplier. So bad developers will disappear, good developers will become unstoppable, right? So the question was, will AI replace developers? No, but it will replace the developers who refuse to evolve. The future belongs to engineers who think, design, and use AI as a teammate, right? So don't fear the future, become a part of it, right? So that's it for today's video. See you. Have a great day. Signing off.